Hello, everyone. Today is the pre-race conference and pre-season conference for TFR F1. I am Charlie. I am the head of FIA, and I'll be doing the press conference today. The first person I'll be talking to is the Williams driver and also thermal founder, Finn. This is me. I'm muting Mike, Finn. No.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing today?
Good, yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. So obviously going into a brand new season, first race coming up on Sunday. My first question I have to ask you is, who do you think is going to be your biggest rival? Who do you think you're going to be trying to battle the most on track?
If I'm honest with you, probably Kyle or, well, slash DJ, because it seems we've been equal pace last season. He just didn't manage to get as many races in as me, that's why we were so different on points. But I have a feeling that he'll probably be my closest competitor on track.
And what positions do you reckon you're going to be contesting for with him?
I reckon just by our pace, probably around P8, P7, just with the standard of the grid this season. It seems a lot more competitive than last season.
It is going to be a very competitive midfield battle because we have so many great drivers in this season. This obviously is quite a controversial question, and I love a bit of controversy. Who do you think will finish last in the constructors this season?
This is a very mean question to ask.
It's my job to create a bit of drama before the season.
Probably, I'm only going to say Ferrari because Z-Man will be missing a lot of races, I think, due to him not having the game just yet.
So you believe it'll be Ferrari because of technical difficulties?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to assume.
That is a fair answer. So how confident are you in your teammates and your manager? Do you think you have a good chemistry? Do you think good connection?
Well, I believe we all have a good connection. It's just I don't think they have the pace to really consistently score points. And I'm not saying that as an insult or anything. It's just from the previous season. There's just evidence of that. But it's a new game, new season, so maybe they might be quicker this time around.
So you're saying your teammate needs to prove himself as a point scoring driver to really be like equal to you. You think you're better than him?
I would say in pace wise, I am better than him last season. I don't know this season. I haven't seen him race, so it just depends what we see in round one.
What is your philosophy going into the season? What is your objectives? Your philosophy, like, what are you going to try and do?
Well, I always believe in trying to do a bit better than the season before, so I'm going to try and get, I believe, P8 in the drivers' standings and try and keep Williams at P5 to P6 in the constructors.
A very reasonable goal. Bahrain, a very interesting track, and be the first race of the season. How confident are you at Bahrain? Do you reckon you're going to be able to score higher than normally, or do you reckon it's going to be one of your more average tracks?
I think I'll score higher than normally just by the sheer amount of practice I've done on Bahrain. It's the only track I've touched on time trial for a long time. So I feel like my pace is quite good there now, but we'll just have to see when it comes to Sunday round one.
And my final question: do you have anyone you want to thank before going to season, or maybe call out?
What do you mean by thank?
So, say your manager, teammate, anything like that. Anyone you want to thank, or anyone that's
Uh,
helped you set up? DJ maybe.
I think it's a bit too early to thank anyone or call anyone out, but we'll see after round one, like I said, in the post race press conference.
It has been a solid effort so far by Finn RTL. Thank you very much for your time. I'll be going to the next person now. Um, I'll get Sam in from Aston Martin. Hi Sam, how you doing?
Yeah, mate.
Having a good day?
Oh, just average day. I've been asleep today, not gonna lie.
Fair enough, mate. So obviously, brand new season, new start. This time you won't crash into any pit walls, hopefully.
Okay, right, hang on. Already? Are you joking?
Oh, I did get told to say that.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Unbelievable.
So, apart from pit walls, who will be your biggest rival in this next season?
I think my own teammate, Rapid, to be honest.
Oh, you're having a little rivalry with your teammate?
Well, last season, me and him were very similar on pace, and I feel like it's going to be the same again this game.
Do you reckon you're going to be able to beat your teammate? Is that going to be your big challenge?
If I practice, I think I can beat him, yeah. If I really practice, though, because he's quick. Rapid's very quick.
Rapid is quite rapid.
Literally.
What position do you reckon you'll end up finishing in the constructors and the drivers?
Constructors, I reckon we can go for top 4.
Top 4?
Yeah.
Ambitious.
Drivers, top 6, 7.
Very reasonable. Going to be at the top of that midfield pack, just ahead of Finn RTLs and DJ Perks of the world.
Who we want to be, if not a bit further.
How confident are you in your team manager and teammate? Do you believe together you're a really strong unit? Or is there any...
Me and Rapid, me and Rapid are strong together. I mean, we proved that a bit last season. Worked well, team way. Our manager, who knows? I don't know him a lot. I haven't really heard from him a lot, so we'll see when the season starts what happens.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure who your manager is either, to be honest. What's your philosophy going into the first few races of the season? What are your objectives going to be going into Bahrain and all the first race of the season?
I mean, I'm still trying to learn no OBS. So I think the first couple of rounds for me, I'll just still be trying to learn how to play with it. So I think I might be a bit down on pace the first 2-3 rounds, but hopefully from there, I just really pick it up and get even closer, get even faster than where I was last season.
So the first few rounds for you are going to be a learning curve as you understand the new game. Okay, fair enough. Where do you think you'll come at Bahrain then, since it is a new learning curve for you?
I honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm nearer the back, but I'd hope to still be in the points, obviously.
So you're aiming for like a top 10, top 9, top 8?
I think a top 10 will do me well, to be honest, for the start of the season. No assist crap.
And finally, do you have anyone you wish to thank or call out before going into the first race of the season? Maybe helping you out during the pre-season, or your manager, or anything like that?
I mean, big up to Marcel for letting me join the Mercedes Academy. That's number one.
Big up to Marcel.
I'm calling out Finn, though.
You're calling out Finn? What do you have to say about Finn?
Game on.
Game on. Game on. You heard it here first. Game on between Sam and Finn. Thank you very much for your time, mate. I'll be calling up the next person now.
Thanks, mate.
Next up, I'll be calling in Marcel. Hi, Marcel. How you doing, mate?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Doing great? Having a great day?
Could be better. I feel a bit sick, but should be fine for the interview.
That's fine. Make sure you drink some water, mate. So, obviously, brand new season. Head of Mercedes. The big teams now. You're no longer at little teams. You have to be scoring much higher than usual. And because of that, who do you think is your rival this season? Who are you going to try and smash into the ground and destroy?
I'm gonna be ambitious and say Red Bull and McLaren.
Red Bull. Red Bull.
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Going for the champions.
Yep, going for the champions. Obviously, Red Bull and McLaren are both strong teams, but I believe if I work with my drivers enough, I think we can beat them both. So I'm going for the championship.
Yeah, you know, I love somebody who's dedicated and has that ambition. I love that. So you believe you'll get first?
Yeah.
You're going to get first in the do you reckon you'll get first in the drivers as well? Which one of your drivers reckon will get first?
That's a tough one. I think constructions will be a little bit easier because there's obviously a lot of good drivers on the grid this season. So there's going to be a lot of competition for my drivers, but I believe at least top 3 for at least one of them, hopefully. They're both very talented, so I wouldn't really expect them to be as far down as I know. Like 7th or 8th, 9th maybe. Because they're both very good. They put in a lot of practice, so I think they can compete for the Drivers' Championship.
I saw your two drives during preseason. They were doing very well, very fast, very consistent, and they worked great as a team. Who do you reckon will finish last? Obviously, you're going first. Who do you reckon is going to be right at the bottom of the grid?
Right at the bottom. That's kind of a weird thing to ask so early on.
It's a bit rude, but
yeah.
It's me.
Want the controversy.
I need the controversy. I need the drama. I need to create some rivalries.
I'm gonna go with. Actually, I'm not sure. Let me think. Because obviously it's very competitive this season, so I wouldn't really expect a tough fight for the top 5, top 10, whatever. I'm gonna go with Haas.
Haas.
Yeah, Haas.
Ooh.
Last season I don't think they'd done so well. No offense to Charlie, but his debut with Renault last season wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. So I don't really expect much this season.
Are you calling Charlie a flop?
No. Just saying, I think Haas might finish at the bottom.
That is a very fair point. Obviously, I'm not sure who their manager is, but I reckon they might have to do something. But they'll probably be in the bottom of the fight with Ferrari, I think. How confident are you in your two drivers?
Oh, very, very confident. I said before, I think we can win the championship. I wouldn't say we would win it if I wasn't confident in them. So, yeah, very confident.
What's your philosophy going into this first few races of the seasons? What are you going to be aiming for?
I'm hoping to aim for at least top 5 finishes each race. Just overall consistency in the points. It'll give us the best chance at the championship. Hopefully win most of the races, get a lot of podiums. I think we will be able to do that with the lineup we have this season.
At Bahrain, do you reckon you'll be getting that 1-2 to really show that you're going to be in the top 5 to form? You're going to be aiming for the 1-2, or what are you aiming for?
Well, 1-2 is a little bit too ambitious, I would say, considering how good lineup is this season with Red Bull, McLaren, all that. We'll be hoping for at least 1-2 this season, but obviously plenty of wins and podiums would also be nice.
Well, Corey Marshall, the current champion, will not be here for the first few races, but that's going to give every other top flight team a real opportunity to score points. So, first few races, it's going to be interesting to see. And finally, do you have anyone you wish to thank or call out before the first race of the season?
I already called out Red Bull and McLaren, so yeah.
Calling them up. Anyone you want to thank?
Anyone who would thank? I'd say I'll thank Finn for being such a trustful driver last season for Williams, as well as the promotion for director. Those two things I'd like to thank Finn for.
Okay, thank you very much, mate. Have a great day.
Thank you.
I'll be
You too.
switching to the next person now. Let's get in Kyle. We'll get in Kyle. Iffy. Hello, Kyle.
Hello.
Having a good day?
Yeah, you.
I'm doing pretty well. Look
Good.
forward to getting drunk later. Who is going to be your biggest rival this season?
Well, from what I've been doing pre-season, I believe that, as Finn said, I think he will be my closest rival this season.
Do you
Purely
think
because
you'll beat him?
pardon?
Do you think you'll beat him?
I don't think right now. I don't think I can say if I beat him or not because, I personally believe we're on basically even pace. So it's going to be purely down to who has a worse season. Because I mean, it's going to be who can be more consistent between us. And I mean, in the past, as you would see last season, I had my one podium and then didn't score another point. But I think I've worked on my consistency, so I think I'll give Finn a good run for his money. That's for sure.
So you think you'll be like 7 for 8, like Finn said, you will be
Yeah,
fighting for?
100%.
Obviously, I'm going to ask you as well. Who do you reckon is going to be finishing last of the drivers or constructors?
Not to throw shade towards Haas. I do believe their drivers, as said before, Charlie and I believe Outrep, are both decently paced. As Marcel said, Charlie's Renault debut wasn't exactly all that last season. He was supposed to, after winning the F2 championship, be quite good and then kind of flopped. But I do believe they'll be last. But hopefully they prove everyone wrong. But at the moment, it is looking best for them.
So what is your philosophy going into the first few races of the season? What are your objectives?
Well, overall, the whole season, I've been talking with my teammate Bath and our reserve driver Wadey. Our objective is consistently in the points, always in top 10, aiming for P7, 8 to 6, really. And if possible, to sneak in a few podiums here and there, especially whilst Corey's not here.
Very smart choices. So I heard you mention your teammates. Are you three like really tightly bound, really good friends?
Yeah, I'd say we've spoke a lot and we've been quite close over the preseason. Me and Bass, as probably noticed in commentary, very much good friends. And obviously we're also quite similar on pace. So if Finn's not my biggest rival, then he will be. But yeah, I'd say me, Wadey, and Bass are quite there.
And finally, do you have anyone you want to thank or call out before you start off this season?
I'd like first to thank Jezzy for signing me and believing in me. And I want to call out Finn purely because he is going to be my biggest rival this season, no doubt about it.
I'd say you're smashing, mate.
No, no.
Just
I don't
so
think I'll crush him. If I do beat him, it won't be by a lot.
Okay. Very humble driver, Finn RTL is. Not Finn RTL, DJ Perks. Anyway, thank you for your time, Kyle. I will be calling up the next person now.
Okay.
And I'll be getting an outrep from Haas.
Hello.
Outrep, how are you doing?
Sorry, what was that?
How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
So obviously you just heard two people say they reckon Haas are going to come last. What is your response to that?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. I've been out for a while. I haven't done any racing in ages, so it'll take a while for me to get up to speed. But at last, no, that's not what's going to happen. But yeah, that's all I can say for now.
Okay. So who's your biggest rival this season? Who are you going to contest with?
Well, being gone for so long, I don't really know the pace of people. I don't know how they've developed, but so I'll have to say my biggest rivals could be my teammate.
You think you'll beat them?
I'm sure I can.
You're sure you can? You're certain?
Well, if I put the effort in, then anything's possible.
So, if you don't finish last, who do you think will be?
Sorry?
Since you're saying you won't finish last, who do you reckon will finish last?
Again, I don't really know. I don't know the pace of people. I don't know the consistency of people. Sorry?
You're out of touch with the TFR drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll find out more further into the season, and about halfway through, I'll be able to tell you who I think will come last.
Yeah, I'll be sure to ask you about around race 12 then.
Yeah.
And where do you think you'll come, Bahrain? Obviously, you're returning from, I think, a 2-season break, but you are a veteran of the TFR. You have a great legacy. Where do you reckon you're going to come?
I'm gonna aim for 10th in the drivers' standings, and I'll try get the my manager wants the team in P4 in the constructors, so.
P4?
Yeah, so I get it's gonna be a hard thing to do, but you know, hopefully there's a few crashes ahead of me and I can steal some points.
So you're hoping that people crash out? You reckon I should?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is TFR. Last time I was here, there was at least 3 people out every race, so there's a possibility.
That doesn't happen that much anymore. I sorted that out.
Well, sorry, what was that?
With Blood Iron Tears, we managed to stop the majority of the crashes, I think.
Yeah, you stopped the majority while I was gone, but I'm back, so anything can happen.
Oh, fair enough, mate. And finally, is there anyone you wish to call out or thank before we go into our first race?
Just thanks to my manager. Obviously, it was a different manager that signed me, but thanks to my current manager for not, slapping me in a reserve seat and let me keep my drive for this season.
Oh yes, I remember you did get slapped in the reserve seat quite a few times. Thank you, Outright. Thank you for your time.
All right, thanks for having me.
Okay, next up, I'll be getting in Luca. Luca, hello.
Hello.
So, I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You previously said to me in the pre-season conference that you're aiming for second. With now the news that Corey won't be here for the first few races, are you going to try and up that?
Probably not. I think we're happy with second, to be honest, with the inconsistency issues we have. Obviously, Weeds is going to be out for the first 5 races, and luckily we managed to sign Monty as a reserve, but I don't think we're going to make any.
Drivers champion as a reserve. Season 3 drivers champion.
That was F1 2020, but yeah, I don't think we're going to make any more advances really on Red Bull, but we've got a chance.
Okay. So obviously, you say you're going to get second. Who do you reckon will be finishing more towards the bottom end of the grid?
I can't really say, to be honest. I don't. It's impossible to know, really. I think there's been such a big mix-up. Obviously, everyone got put into free agency, and everyone's just been sent to different teams. I don't think I have any idea, really, what it's going to be like. So I think we're just going to wait and see.
How confident are you in your drivers?
Oh, very confident, yeah. Obviously, when they're there, it's going to be good. But yeah, like I said, there'll be quite a few issues because obviously real life exists.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm sure it's too busy crashing cars in F4. What's your philosophy going into the first few races of the season?
Philosophy, I think it's just grab as many points as we can. Obviously, I'm big on my strategies and stuff, so I'm just going to spend lots of time just trying to help my drivers get the top spots, really.
I'm going to expect a tactical analysis of a race from you at some point.
I do never race, don't worry.
All right, good. Where do you think you'll come at Bahrain?
In Bahrain,
Yeah.
I think we can definitely fight for the top 5. I think anything can happen first race of the season. You know,
You
it's
reckon
bound
you
to
get
be a
there?
safety car somewhere. So, yeah, I think as long as we get the timing right, you know, we can aim for the top positions. Yeah.
And do you have anyone you wish to thank or call out? Because you obviously got called out by Marcel earlier. Are you going to say anything in return to that?
Not really one for calling people out. I don't really do rivals. I mean, I like competition, but friendly competition.
You're a businessman.
Not even. I just like to stay in my own lane, really. As for thanking people, I'm going to thank Ollie and Monty for being there on call to replace the drivers that are going to be missing for a lot of the season. They're really fast drivers, and they could have gone to any other team that they wanted to. So happy they trusted me to join the team.
It's a very, very fair point. Thank you very much for your time, Luca. I'm now
No
going
worries.
to read out the messages from people that couldn't make it. I have Harry, aka Jackson Dog. I have Stephen, and I have Toby. Toby. So I had a standard set of 7 questions, which I asked everyone. I'll read them out. My first question was, who's your biggest rival of the season? Toby replied, number 1 is always his teammate, which is I'm not sure who his teammate is. He also said he saw DJ as a rival, as he feels their pace is very similar. So DJ is going to have quite a few people out on the grid looking for blood against him. I think he's going to have quite a few rivals. Toby's aiming for top 10. And when I asked who do you think is going to come last, he said it just wouldn't be AlphaTauri. Quite a few people have said they found a question rude or they refused to give a response to me asking it. Toby's very confident in his team, and they're confident in him. I think AlphaTauri is a very well-bonded team. They have great chemistry, great connection, and in my opinion, they're a team to look out for. And for the last 2 questions, he just said that he's going to wait and see for the pace of everyone else before he gives any estimates. And he thanked his manager, Harry, for signing him. Now, Harry, this is going to be more interesting, as Harry is always controversial. If you're a fan of TFR or have followed us in the past, or even the Discord server, you will see Harry start a lot of arguments, unfortunately, due to how controversial he is. But Harry said that everyone is his rival, as every race is different, so everything can change. AlphaTauri are going to be aiming for top 5 in the constructors, or higher, and yeah, he thinks that will be an acceptable start for him as a manager. And for free, he said he can't answer or won't ask him later in the season. And he thinks he has a very strong lineup, and he's very confident then throughout the season. He's going for when I asked how he's going to come to Bahrain, he says it's a marathon, not a sprint, and he's just going to be trying to pick up points over time rather than getting them all in one race, which is very smart choice, I'd say. If you rush to try and get those high points, you can so easily DNF on this new game. Like, the tyre physics is awful. And Harry says he'll be dealt with a top 6 or a podium. And he said he would like to thank Marcel for being an absolute legend, and that Zoga is going to have a shit season. Classic Harry. Finally, and last but not least, is Stephen. Stephen said Red Bull's biggest rivals would be Mercedes and McLaren, and he doesn't think Aston Martin will be too far behind. For the Drivers' Championship, he believes that Weeze, L7, Jack, Spence, and Joe will be the top drivers that will be competing for top spots. I would agree with him. These are all incredibly fast drivers with great pace, great racecraft, great awareness. They're all very experienced, and they're all absolutely committed to driving for those top spots. Stephen obviously knows that Corey won't be there for the first few races of Red Bull, so he's saying for the first few races, they might not be up to the top scratch. Well, once they have their two main drivers in, they're going to be pushing for that title, and it's going to be very hard to stop them. When I asked him who do you think is going to finish last in constructors, he said Ferrari, as Z-Man doesn't even own the game, and C5 Solo is nothing special. And he said he's very confident in his own drivers, L7 and Corey Marshall. And he's looking for Lias, his reserve driver, to show his ability in the first few weeks. And finally, he said if Red Bull are leading after round 6, it is their title to lose. That'll be around everything for my press conference. Thank you very much for tuning in if you're here or if you're watching it back. I'd like to thank everyone that showed up and everyone that messaged me. Be sure to tune in for the first race on Sunday. I can assure you it'll be a great one. And well, you've seen the bad blood already cooking up. I guarantee there'll be a crash or two on Sunday as it's a new game. Make sure to tune in. Have a great evening, and that's me gone.